Hello, Ray Phoenix here again. This time around, we're going to be taking on the last of the Mavericks. We'll start with Storm Owl for this video, and so we're going to go to the Space Fortress to, conquer his air, apparently. Storm Owl, it probably had some sort of connection with Storm Eagle. Remember Storm Eagle from the first Mega Man X? Yeah, that's what we're kind of going against this time. We're in the sky, as you can see here, we're taking on his Space Force, his evil Space Fortress, or his evil, what do you call it? Space Force, Star Force, whatever. I could jump at these mech things right now. I could shoot down his turrets, his big, giant ion turrets. I guess those are molecularly charged ion turrets or something like that. And so we're going to be jumping around, jumping through this place a lot and just shooting down these things. And we have and then we see more of the familiar enemies we've seen so far throughout this game. Because you reuse the same enemies over and over again for these levels. You probably figured out by now if you're watching from the beginning. Yeah, because the people here, they're too lazy to create new enemy designs for every single level in the game. But then again, when you make a game, you just want to, it's not really necessary to make a whole new array of enemies for each and every level. There's nothing really wrong with recycling the same enemies. A lot of the greatest games did that. Mario did that. Sonic the Hedgehog did that. A lot of games recycle the same enemies over and over again. No one ever bashes those games for that. So what makes this game any different? And these games do have, non-linear gameplay, meaning that each level, it's not really progressive difficulty. Each level is supposed to offer its own unique variety of challenges and all sorts of obstacles and things like that. And so now we see we're just kind of getting sandwiched between those enemies, and look, we fought them off. Why? Because we have an X-Buster. The regular X-Buster, I don't even have the X-Buster upgrade, and there's that thing from Independence Day is going to come down and shoot and destroy a lot of, oh, look at that, we just magically teleported at the end of the section. Now we're going to Air Force here, too. Oh, it's Air Force, not Space Force, it's Air Force. Air Force, come and they flatten your home. The Air Force, I think, is very underrated in real life. We should just send the Air Force to come and deal with criminals. Like the shoplifters that stole from that store I worked at, they should just send the Air Force to come and flatten their home. If that was a punishment for shoplifting, no one would shoplift. Send the Air Force in to flatten their home. The Air Force is very underrated. No one ever calls the Air Force in on anything. They're actually better than the police a lot of the time. So, yeah, why don't we just get the Air Force? And look at that. It's Dr. Light. Okay, so this is the X-Buster upgrade now. We're gonna have an awesome X-Buster. It's interchangeable. And you have two choices of different X-Busters you want. The one that I'm taking is the more ideal one, where it's the one on the far left, where if you charge it and you hit enemies, if it actually releases a plasma ball which causes you more damage, it's overpowered. It's way better than the other one. I'm not even gonna bother with the other upgrade. So you see here, we're just gonna go and jump here. We can dash in the air now, thanks to that other upgrade we found in Web Spire stage. And oh look, it's that computer thing from Batman on the NES. Remember that boss from Batman on the NES, that computer boss thing? It looks like we're taking it on again right now, but this time we're Mega Man X. And Mega Man X is, of course, a lot more powerful than Batman, because he has an upgraded X-Buster now, so it's easier to launch his plasma balls. And look at that, destroy the place in a matter of seconds. And I think we're at the boss now. We're just about there at the boss. That's like the thing guarding the boss, and now we're taking on the boss, Storm Owl. His weakness is Cyber Peacock's weapon. I kind of want to use Cyber Peacock's weapon, because now we have unlimited ammo, so, this is going to be a cakewalk now. Thanks to that upgrade we picked up in Cyber Peacock stage. Look at that, I can just shoot at him a little bit, and it takes away a large chunk of his health, and I'm not losing any energy at all. This should be considered cheating. Only I don't consider it cheating because the game gives it to you. There's a lot of, some people may consider certain things cheating, but I mean, I don't usually cheat at video games. I only cheat when there's a good reason to cheat. Like, for example, in that time my N64 cartridge of Star Wars Rogue Squadron malfunctioned and I lost my data from that game, I used cheat codes to help me regain that data. Why? Because the game didn't function properly, and if the game doesn't function properly, that means it's okay to cheat. I do the same with the new Tetris on the N64, because I lost all my data from that game too due to memory issues on the N64, but I don't know any cheat codes for new Tetris, and I don't really play new Tetris a lot. So we got a new weapon, the Double Cyclone, as you can see there. Yeah, if it's going to tell us what we do. We have something interesting I never noticed before. In the original Mega Man, it never told you that you're getting a new weapon every time you defeat a Robot Master. That's why that Clement J642, whatever his name was, I used to watch on YouTube. That's why he got kind of confused with the original Mega Man. He didn't know you got their weapons, because there's nothing in the game at all that says, you got this weapon. They didn't do it. That's Mega Man 2 that introduced the whole, you got this weapon, or you got this, you defeat a robot. It makes a lot of sense. But of course, nowadays everyone knows that's something Mega Man does. But back in the day of the first Mega Man, no one really, knew that much when people didn't know about him. And Kirby was like that too. In the original Kirby game, Kirby didn't absorb powers or steal powers from enemies. They introduced that in his next game. And especially in the case of Capcom, it's really the sequels, or the twos in this case, is what they really make up. Is what really makes the series what it is. And see, there's some more mech tools hanging around. Those mech tool things that look like they belong in Metal Slug or something like that. And then there's that, like that Orby guy, that Orby troop guy there, and look at that, more of those bats. I'm pretty sure Dr. Wily invented those bats first. Remember the Wily bats from the original classic Mega Man series? Yep, they still exist in this time, apparently, or something very similar. So they probably evolved from that. Kind of like how Screwy Squirrel, Conker's evolved from Screwy Squirrel, a 1940s cartoon squirrel. And now we have Conker, thanks to him, like in Conker's Bad Fur Day. I never played Conker's Bad Fur Day. I think I have a ROM of that somewhere, actually, among my N64 ROMs, but I'll get to that eventually. I've still been requested for over a year now. People have been wanting me to play Banjo-Kazooie, which I probably won't make a full LP of that game on account if I never actually played and completed Banjo-Kazooie before. But I'll at least make a video or so of that game, so don't worry about that eventually. I don't know when it will be, though, but yeah, I will. And I was thinking that for my next Let's Play, I was thinking about doing a Let's Play on Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of fun. That game's completely broken. But, it's good to play broken games, because people like watching people play broken games. This LP would probably get a lot more hits if it was a broken game, but nah, I digress. This game's really good, as I said so before. And the train level, it's always good to have train levels in games. Like, I remember in the original Bugsy and what was it called? Bugsy and Clawsy Counters, the third kind. I remember there was a train level, like a Wild West themed train level. Then Bugsy says something like, well, it worked for Clint, playing these Clint Eastwood or something like that. And I still want to make a video of that original Bugsy game. So far, I've only ever made 2 videos, I think, of Bugsy games so far to date. The first one I did was Fractured Furry Tales nearly 2 years ago. It was really just a video. It was just 10 minutes of me dicking around in the first level and trying to find how to get through the game, and I still don't figure out how to get through the game at all. I'm just running around, getting lost, pretty much, running in circles kind of thing. Kind of like what happens when I play Wolfenstein 3D or Doom. I always get lost just walking around in circles or something like that. Because of how, badly designed those games are. I'm not saying they were badly designed, but it's like, I just don't like that you keep getting lost, and you spend like hours and hours on end trying to find something. Just when you think you found it all, you find a door and unlock some more characters. Disruptor didn't have anything like that, and that's part of why I like Disruptor a lot more. That's why I think Disruptor's a far superior game than Wolfenstein 3D and Doom. And so we're taking on more of these boxes here. These boxes that can be broken easy when you're in the mech suit you have here, this convenient little mech suit. And it's like the one we found in Magma Dragoon stages, where you can jump and you can use like some sort of power thing. I don't think you can fight the Maverick with this thing, though. No, it forces you to give it up so you can fight the Maverick. Really, Maverick in this game you can fight with that mech suit is Magma Dragoon, which we saw back in the first part. So you see the train's gonna conveniently stop first. Trains always stop whenever you want them to, right? Of course, that's totally how it is in real life. If someone wants to cross the street, they have the train stop for them. At least that's what happens in Lego Loco, which is a very, inaccurate depiction of trains. And of course, they make those games a lot of times about storylines or plots. And the reason why they do that a lot of the time is because they know it's on to simulate, playing with real Lego. And when you play with Lego in real life, you're not being told what to do. You just play what you want. You just make up stuff and play with it and build stuff. And that's the spirit of Lego. If you want to come up with something, you can just, build it with yourself. But Lego these days has become far too competitive and far too, overpriced, because people like to collect the different sets and collect all sorts of, the sets and things like that. It costs a lot of money, and that's why there's Leppin now. There's Leppin now. There's people like Chinese copycats that copy Lego. Yes, this guy's weakness is actually, believe it or not, it's the Jet Stingray weapon. Jet Stingray's weapon is this guy's weakness. So we'll use that on him. You see, he's just gonna run around like a madman. He's a bit like Slash Man from from Mega Man 7. So I'm not going to play the one with Slash Man, as what Brental Floss said. That Brental Floss apparently hates Mega Man 7 for some reason. I actually loved Mega Man 7. Believe it or not, Mega Man 7 is actually my favorite classic Mega Man game. I like to make a video of that, let's play of that eventually. I probably will do more Mega Man games in the future. This is actually the first Mega Man game I've ever LP'd. It's kind of funny, actually. I mean, I'm a big fan of Mega Man. I've been playing Mega Man games for years. I really like this franchise. It's a really awesome franchise. And yet, my channel's gone on so long, and I have not once made a single video about any Mega Man game ever. I wonder how I've gone on so long like this. Well, you know, those days are over now, so I'm doing Mega Man X4 now, and I'll eventually do more Mega Man games in the future. And now we see Riz kind of hiding on the walls, jumping on the walls like cowards, waiting for him to run out of the way. And of course we have unlimited power, so, you know, he's gone now, he's done like dinner. And now I believe we've destroyed all the Mavericks in this game now. So all I have to do now is just a little backtracking, and then we go to the first Replifor stage. We'll probably be doing that in the next video, since this one's pretty much over. You see here, he does that ching-shoo, flies off. And what do we get this time? Oh look, the twin slasher. We got the twin slasher. Ooh, that sounds really threatening. I'd be scared of the twin slasher. I bet those bad guys that steal packages from my building would probably be scared of the twin slasher. Yeah, if I had a twin slasher in real life, that'd be pretty scary. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.